Good evening. Inner Guidance TV this week is going to come with just me rather than Dom and I. He is in the garden and I'm just going to share this over before I get started over to my personal page as well. Really, to get a bit of conversation going around the sugar tax, seeing as it is day one and quite a momentous occasion, I feel. So I'm just going to share this over. So, hello whoever is there with me. It's not telling me who it is. Sometimes Facebook likes to tell me who's on, sometimes it doesn't. There we go. So today is the first day of the sugar tax in the UK. Hi Jill. And seeing as we are a sugar-free venue and have been for many, many years, I really wanted to mark the occasion, really, of this huge. I feel that this is absolutely huge. Possibly sort of how the smoking campaign started off. Possibly how that went, how society was told that smoking wasn't bad for you, it was okay for you, encouraging people to smoke, and lots of adverts on TV for smoking and sporting events and sportsmen being sponsored by the nicotine companies. And then somehow something shifted, didn't it? And these things, these massive monumental shifts have to start somewhere. And I really do feel that we've just made that shift. We've just started. The conversation around sugar has already started. And here at the retreat centre, when we opened, and coming up for 5 years ago, about 4.5 years ago, when we opened, we were sugar-free right from the beginning, and we had to make little packs up that we sold. We called them starter packs, and they were £15, I believe, and they had a little tub of coconut oil that we made up, and some coconut sugar or some xylitol and some supplements to put into smoothies in the morning, because people were coming on retreat and spending a weekend with us and really enjoying the food and enjoying being sugar-free and healthy eating, really enjoying that. But on a Sunday afternoon, not having the opportunity to go home and buy that stuff until the following day, and maybe they're at work and they can't get to the shops, and really wanting to kind of hit the floor running as they came out of retreat after the weekend. So we started doing these starter packs, and they were really popular, because it just gave people that as they were in the momentum of healthy eating and to be sugar-free, it really gave people the opportunity to do that. So it was really popular. Well, of course, now the conversation around sugar has already started, and we have seen such a huge difference in our business and in our customers and in the conversation around sugar. We've seen a really big shift and a big change in the last 4.5 years that we've been trading here and offering weekends without sugar and retreats without sugar. So we find it really interesting because our business has changed already in as much as people are much more receptive to not having sugar and much more knowledgeable. Hi Teresa, day one of the sugar tax, woohoo! So Teresa is joining me, and Teresa has been sugar-free for 2 years, just over 2 years, and so I know that this was very impromptu, Teresa, otherwise I should have really have got in contact and let you know that I was doing this. But I just suddenly thought, I actually said to Dom first thing this morning, I need to do a live today about the sugar tax. I really want to acknowledge it and talk about, sort of the changes that Inner Guidance has seen and what do we predict for the future. And if anyone has any questions, either here live or as a recording, then please do pop them into the comments here, and me and Dom will keep coming back, and Teresa, who's watching, is also extremely knowledgeable. She is one of the QS guides, and she has battled through an addiction to sugar. So absolutely fab to have you on, Teresa. I don't know if I can get you on live. It's not telling me that I can. So I'm going to guess that you're on your phone and not on a computer. So I can't get you live. So you know, what does it mean? What does it mean that the UK now has a sugar tax? And perhaps the UK government are doing it for the right reasons a little bit, but maybe it's more about a tax and taxing something else. Maybe there's a little bit of manipulation in there as well. I don't know. I'm not really one for politics myself. I just really believe my politics are all about living your truth, and that is really sort of my belief in life is to live from truth. And I think if we all did that, then perhaps we wouldn't even need politics. If the whole planet was living from truth and living from their hearts, and so we wouldn't need to have politics perhaps. But anyway, going off on a tangent there. So what does this mean? So we have already seen in the last 4.5 years, we've already seen a difference. We've already seen a change in the eating patterns and people's understanding of sugar. Hi, Nikki. People's understanding of sugar. Nikki, we are on day 1 of sugar tax in the UK. So I think it's only manufacturers at the moment of high sugar products are being taxed. And in advance of this, that went live today, many of the manufacturers have actually reduced sugar in their products already. Pepsi have not, and Coca-Cola have not, but other brands have. So Ribena and others as well have already reduced their sugar. Now, the danger of this is that we're going to be, they have probably to make up for the lack of sugar that's now in their products, they've probably put aspartame and other chemical sweeteners into their drinks so that it doesn't taste that different, even though the sugar content is lower. And my great worry about this, of course Coke and Pepsi haven't, I know, crazy, eh? My worry is that we're going to be consuming, as a nation, I mean, certainly I won't be, but as a nation we will be consuming more chemical sweeteners, and this is not good at all, really, really not good. But that's the negative. That's the negative on this news today. The positive is that there is now a conversation about sugar. There is a conversation about this, and that is amazing, really, really amazing. And I want to really celebrate that. I want to celebrate the fact that there is a conversation happening, and that there is. There is a conversation that it's in mainstream media, and the government are talking about it. The government have created a sugar tax, so it's really good news. It's really good news, and so it's something that I'm thinking about. A couple of decades ago, when the conversation changed around cigarettes and nicotine. And just look at what is happening in that field now. What's happening in that field is that smoking is I mean, it's hardly happening at all. The numbers of smokers have radically declined, and obviously there is more people vaping, but vaping is more healthy than smoking. So it's interesting. It's really interesting. So I'm not going to keep going on. Yes, agree. The chemical swap is a worry for our younger generations too, but agree it's great news too. Sorry, I have to leave you now. No worries. No to chemicals. Not good. Yes, good conversation. I'm in San Francisco and going to a vegan sushi restaurant tonight. Amazing, Nikki. I love that. What I wanted to do was just to say how easy it is to be sugar-free. I've been sugar-free for I think it's 3 years. It's either 3. I think it's 3 years. Coming up for 3 years, or is it 4 years? It might be 4 years. I mean, these things. When you give up these addictions, you literally forget, quantum sobriety is all about jumping into a reality where you're no longer addicted, where you've never been addicted. And so I've been addicted to sugar and addicted to food as well as alcohol and drugs and cigarettes and everything else. So I can't remember how long ago it was. It's either 3 years this month or 4 years this month. I can't remember. I think it might be 3 years that I've been sugar-free, refined sugar-free. And that doesn't mean to say that I don't have cake and I don't have chocolate and I don't have sweet things, because we use dates, we use xylitol, we use coconut sugar. We use sugars that are much better for you. Xylitol isn't a sugar at all. Coconut sugar has got a really low GI, and it's also got nutrients, and so you are receiving something from it. It's not a dead food. So sugar. Processed sugar, there is nothing in it. It's a dead food. It's completely dead. It messes with your insulin levels and creates all sorts of problems in your body. It also, in my opinion, and I've done a lot of reading up on it, and it feeds illness, it feeds disease. It's very, very acidic, and so when your body's in a very healthy state, your body is in an alkaline state. And sugar is very acidic. It's inflammatory. So there's, but the thing is that there are alternatives that are better for you and that are good for you, in fact. So dates are great. Dates are absolutely great. We use dates all the time as a sweetener. And using fruit in its whole form is also really good as a sweetener. So I'm refined sugar-free. Have been for either 3 years or 4 years, whatever it is, refined sugar-free for that long, but so still have a little bit of dates, of xylitol, of coconut sugar, and there are things like maple sugar as well that are good. Hi, Josephine. So there are alternatives. You don't have to go without cake. You don't have to go without ice cream. You don't have to go without chocolate. I'm sure, as you know, there is a lot of chocolate consumption that happens in these four walls. We have loads and loads and loads of chocolate. So you don't have to go without. And this is the conversation that I would like to get into mainstream media. And I mean, I don't watch the news. I watched a little bit this morning. I've done a little bit of reading up on it today before I did this live stream. But what I don't see is anyone talking about the healthy alternatives to sugar. What I'm seeing in mainstream media is the fact that we have a sugar tax, and that lots of companies have already reduced their sugar intake because to avoid this tax. But I highly suspect, and I will probably go out and buy some of these products that have been advertised as being low sugar now. I'll have a look and maybe I'll report back and see that if they have put chemical sweeteners in. So what I would like to see now in this really, really positive step forwards, this corner that we've turned, I mean, we've absolutely turned a corner. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. But what I would like to see now in mainstream media is the conversation around healthy alternatives, so that you don't have to go without cake, you don't have to go without chocolate, you don't have to go without sweet stuff. That you can still have all of those things. You know, we have them in very, very, very large quantities here. We don't go without So that's the conversation that I would really, really, really like to see. Nikki says, keep it up, mama. I'll post some pics of my sushi later. Yeah, sounds really, really great, Nikki. Love it. Enjoy that out there in California. So yeah, keep questions coming. Any questions that you've got about sugar, about alternatives, if you want recipes, you know, what would you like from this day, from this live stream? Just let me know, and I will pop back in later and have a look. Keep checking the comments and answer any questions. And Dom will obviously be answering them as well, seeing as he is Clean Chef Dom. So have a great evening, have a great day if you're in America, and it's middle of the night if you're in Australia, and we'll be checking back in and answering questions. Lots of love. Bye.